Welcome to VSome Tech Talk. Our new topic is GitHub Copilot. In today's discussion, we are going to understand what is GitHub Copilot, what are the features of GitHub Copilot, how this GitHub Copilot are going to be using in our application for generating the code, and all other remaining details we are going to discuss in this video. Let's start the video. GitHub Copilot is an artificial intelligence tool which is developed by two companies. One is GitHub, the other one is OpenAI. You know, GitHub is a platform and cloud-based service company which provides distributed version control, and it also allows the developers to store their code and manage. So there are various repositories developers can use to store their code and manage their code. So those repositories are available publicly in GitHub. Now in terms of OpenAI, this is an American artificial intelligence research laboratory which is developing various artificial intelligence models and tools. So these two companies combinedly develop an artificial intelligence tool which is called GitHub Copilot. This tool helps the developers who are using Visual Studio Code, Neovim, JetBrains as integrated development environments, nothing but IDEs. These developers are going to use this tool to generate the code by integrating this GitHub Copilot in the IDEs. Now this GitHub Copilot is working with the help of AI model which is called Codex. This Codex is an artificial intelligence model which is developed by OpenAI. What this Codex is going to do is, it is going to parse the natural language and generate the code in response. So that is the model behind the GitHub Copilot. So GitHub Copilot is working with the help of AI model which is called Codex. So it has been trained on natural languages text and source code from publicly available sources, including code in public repositories on GitHub. So we can call GitHub Copilot as AI paid programmer. It helps you to write the code faster with less work. Not only that, it also provides autocomplete style suggestions. The suggestions we can write in two different ways, like either by writing the code when you start writing the functionality, automatically give suggestions, or you can write a natural language comment describing the issue which you want to write the code. So in the two different ways, you are going to get the code generation from the help of GitHub Copilot. You can see GitHub Copilot is a paid feature, required a monthly or yearly subscription. If you see this diagram, GitHub Copilot has various services which is going to take the input from the context provided in the comments. Let's suppose in the comment section, if they are going to provide, I want the code to be generated for sum of two numbers. So that is the comment which is provided. This comment is going to give as a context to the service, and this service is going to take that context and is going to use this API model, and it is going to search in the public repositories for any code generation. So by taking the response back from here, and is going to give the response to the code. This is how, so the services of the GitHub Copilot are going to take the context and going to give the response back from the publicly available repositories with the help of OpenAI Codex model. We can see that GitHub Copilot is available as an extension in various IDEs, like as I told you, in Visual Studio Code, or in some other tools like Data Store. In all those IDEs, we can use this GitHub Copilot as an extension. So see here, GitHub Copilot is adding as an extension to generate the code in the Visual Studio. In the same manner, you can also add this GitHub Copilot as an extension in Visual Studio Code, and also we can use this in Azure Data Studio or many other IDEs. We can use this GitHub Copilot as an extension, which is developers can take the help for generating the code. Now, so far, you know how we are going to add that GitHub Copilot in various IDEs, right? So now, how the code is generated. So this is the one of the feature like autocomplete style session, which is nothing but whenever you are specifying any comment, or it is whenever you are typing the code, it is automatically generate that code. That is called autocomplete style session. Suppose if you are writing a piece of code, when once you added this copilot, then you are writing the code like that, it is going to generate the piece of code, or it is going to generate the entire method, or it is going to completely take the context from the comments, and it is going to pass to the copilot service, and the service is going to take that context and is going to search in the public repositories and the get response back and give back code to you. This is how various ways GitHub Copilot is going to help the developers to write the code quickly. In Azure Data Store also, we can use this GitHub Copilot for generating the SQL script code, because it is going to verify the comments, and it is going to understand that context, and based on the context, it is going to search in the public repositories and get the response back as a code. These are the various ways the code is going to be generated with the help of GitHub Copilot. Now, is it GitHub Copilot is free or paid version? Now, GitHub Copilot is free for only 1 month if you have a subscribed for that. So there is a 30 days free trial is there. So you need to go and complete registration and do the payment, and this payment, after doing the payment, you will get that 30-day free trial. Within the 30-day free trial, you can use that features of GitHub Copilot. After 30 days, then automatically the charges will be deducted from your card. So if you are not interested to use this GitHub Copilot after 30 days, then within the 30 days trial period only, you need to cancel the subscription. It requires you need to fill all the required details like your first name, last name, city details, all other stuff in terms of using the subscription. Once you subscribe all the details, it will show you that how much amount is going to be deducted for your individual subscription. There are two different ways you have subscription levels. That one is individual contribution is there, and as well as for business contribution is there. So in terms of companies, they can go for Copilot for business. For individual developer level, they can choose this one. Now, for understanding that how this Copilot is working, we can choose this Copilot for individual subscription for 30 days trial version. So within 30 days, we can understand how this is working. So this is how we are going to use it. If you want to use this GitHub Copilot, definitely we should have a GitHub account as well. You need to have the GitHub account. Once you log into the GitHub account, then you are going to see various options like for enabling the GitHub Copilot feature, and then you need to submit all the details. After that, successfully, once it is added, then you are allowed to use this GitHub features. So we can see all this practical implementation, how we can use that GitHub Copilot in our Visual Studio in our next session. So as of now, what are the various ways we can add that GitHub Copilot in various IDEs, whether it is a free version or trial version, we got it, and also what are the features it is having that GitHub Pilot. All these things we have learned it now. In the next video, we can see everything in a practical implementation. Please like, share and subscribe to my Visam Tech Talk channel. Thank you.